Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of uranium. I'll give you my financial opinion. Please don't use that advice. We're going to dive right into the charts. Here we go. It is one of my favorite sectors. It is incredibly cheap. Uranium is to gold, physical uranium. This is the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. We did a fake here. We broke out, opened up, and closed lower. This thing is incredibly volatile. I'm hoping this resistance line can hold. This is technically a bearish engulfing where we could head lower. But hopefully this trend line down here, this support line can hold. So if we do come down, hopefully we can hold and then move on up. I have an arrow pointing upward. We were supposed to break to the upside today. We did, but we finished like we fell at the finish line. So short term, we'll see what happens. But this is usually an indication to go lower with this reversal candlestick day. The momentum didn't carry us upward. It reversed on us. North Shore Global Mining Uranium, it is still above its resistance support line. I would say that it still looks good. This is not a reversal candlestick. It's just a sideways movement. So that looks okay. Bannerman's getting a little bit of buying pressure. We've got good buying pressure underneath this, and we're using that buying pressure. That's why there's a wick at the bottom. Let's see if this can move higher. This is a bullish engulfing pattern. It is still valid, and it still is signaling a move to the upside. Goviax, this is a bearish engulfing pattern. We are throwing patterns left and right. Usually this heads lower, but I'm not necessarily thinking that it may head lower. We'll see where it goes. I'm going to remain open. Global Atomic also has a bearish engulfing pattern. We have one bearish here and two bearish here. They are starting to stack up a little bit. We could see a pullback. Forces Metals, I had a pullback here, and then we got a sideways movement and a potential move on up. It looks like it's trying to follow that type of movement. Again, we could come all the way back down to the bottom here. If some people get scared or the market has a little bit more of a sell-off, but I think we're having a pullback to a potential move higher at some point. Am I premature in my move higher? We could see, a little bit longer consolidation period. Pure Point Uranium, this is a bullish engulfing pattern, which usually resolves itself upward. So short-term wise, guys, we're getting mixed signals. And we're right at support here for Pure Point Uranium. So that one's looking better than the rest of the crew. Deep Yellow update today, mainly just chopping sideways, no real patterns in there. Paladin Energy, this is a bullish engulfing. Looks like it wants to go higher. We're right at support. I like the company in this area down here. It looks good. I like it. Sky Harbor having a little bit of a down day today. It's not necessarily a reversal day or anything. We are coming to this point where we're coming right to the edge. Right in here is a good spot if we can get a break higher for a move higher. Now, I'm going to pop in here for a second. I keep saying higher, 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 higher with all of these patterns. And most people say, well, if it's a pattern, we don't know if it's going to break up or down. Why am I saying that we're going to break higher in everything? Valuations, market conditions, energy is going higher in terms of natural gas, oil, for the most part. So I am looking at this from the paradigm and the perspective that money coming into the system, higher interest rates, higher energy prices, higher, 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 higher is going to push this sector higher at some point. We have deficits in the physical uranium market. We are using more uranium and eating into inventories over time. That usually is a bullish indicator. So I am not expecting a break to the downside here, but that doesn't mean we can't have a pullback. So I can have my expectations that it's going up. We could have a fake little detour down before heading higher. So I am. That's why I'm looking at these through the paradigm and the glasses that this stuff has to resolve higher because of the market conditions and fundamentals. The technicals are telling us that we are squeezing up into a corner, and I'd like to see that break. Something big is coming in some of these companies. They're squeezing on up. Next Gen Energy is looking fine. We just went sideways today. No reversal patterns or anything. We're right at support. Canalaska, same thing. We're just moving sideways. Resistance is right below it. If you like Canalaska uranium, it's up to you on what you guys like. We did break the downside of this guy, but this could just be a small detour. Baseload. So what we could be doing in base load here is maybe it's not a cup and handle pattern. Maybe we are forming a different type of pattern, more of an accumulation pattern where I can't delete this for some reason. There we go. We've got good support underneath it. Got a little bit of a small down day today. But maybe we're going to put in some bottom here at some point and then come on up and almost do like a double bottom. Double bottoms, nothing wrong with double bottoms. You know what I mean? The booty bottom. So we'll watch that. Fission 3.0, we're right at the support line. I like it down here, personally. We've got a long-term support right at it, and we're doing that back test. That's the time I like to buy. I sprinkle in, and then I hold on. This is going to be a big long-term bull market, guys. There's no reason to be trading in and out, in my opinion. Fission uranium just moving sideways here. It still looks okay. Zooming on out. We do have this pattern coming on up, and we'll see what happens. Camco still looking okay. Let's look at the one year, get the daily candlesticks. That's a little bit longer term monthly candlestick, but the daily candlesticks, it's still, what did we do here, guys? Okay, it still looks okay. I don't like having, I wish this bottom came up a little bit more, but it still looks okay. We still have the positive, the big buying pressure and the small selling pressure behind it. We still have support underneath this. So everything's looking okay still. It looks okay with Kazatomprom, just chopping sideways. Peninsula Energy, chopping sideways, a little bit of an update today. Right at support, guys. If you guys like Peninsula Energy, this is a good time to be sprinkling money in. Cost averaging in. Same with Boss Energy. Good time to be looking down here and sprinkling in right at the support. This is a lot of support down here. Low risk, good entry point, I think. Lotus Resources, yeah, we broke on down. It still looks okay, though. We're still holding on. Uroy got a little bit of the resistance up here, but it's a smaller down day than the day before it, not kind of a larger update before it. We're right at this resistance line. We're just trying to break through it. Encore Energy still looks good. I actually bought a little bit of Encore Energy today, guys. I cost averaged in a little bit in my health savings account. I think this will eventually move on higher. I did add a little bit down here. I do like Encore, and it seems like a lot of people, it seems like they're not really talking about it at this time. And if you look at some of these patterns here, this is a bullish engulfing, a bullish piercing, a bullish engulfing, a bullish engulfing. I mean, these things start stacking up. There are some bearish signals in here. When looking at, when looking at this is a bearish engulfing, a bearish engulfing. They're fighting back and forth. But hopefully we can resolve upward. I am a bull. Energy fuels, I've got this kind of chopping action, stair-stepping higher. It's maintaining that. UR Energy, smaller down day today, still looks okay. Nothing's broken yet. A small down day, little bloody nose on UEC. I still think that looks good to move higher eventually. We'll trend higher. Looking at LEU, this is Centrus Energy. Come on, LEU, you got to load it. Small little down day, nothing too big, right at support. Lightbridge, small little down, well, it's a small little up day, I guess. Still looks okay. Everything looks okay. It's all intact. ISO Energy just moving sideways. Still looks good and intact. Appia Energy, small little up day. We just got to get some momentum going. Looks like we got momentum behind us. We just got to keep it rolling. Denison Mines, small little down day. Everything looks good. I still think it's going to go higher. Blue Sky Uranium still looks good. Forum Energy Metals, small little down day, little bloody nose-ish. Still looks good. Enfield's getting a little bit of selling pressure. We could break out of this resistance, or I should say support line, but we'll see what happens. Laramide, little small down day today. It's not a reversal candlestick. We'll see where that heads. And I had it going sideways before heading up. So that's what I had a downward move to come on up. Man, I don't know how I get most of these right, guys. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous just by looking at some of these patterns here. This guy still looks like it wants to go higher. I wish that we had a big a bullish engulfing today. That would make the case much more so. It could pull back on us. That one's kind of a neutral one, Western Uranium. We're going sideways here. Still looks okay. Nothing broken. And then Mega Uranium, we just got we got some sellers up here, guys. I mean, whenever we try getting above here, there's some sellers. We came up here, there's sellers up here too. So we came back down to this level. We've got really good buying pressure all through here. So selling pressure all up here, buying pressure all down here. We're coming to a decision point. I think we're going to break higher at some point. I own Mega Uranium. I bought some over in this corner here, guys. So that's what I think about it. I bought some. So overall, uranium, some of the charts look good. Some of them, you know, they could pull back. Got really a mixed bag here. I think we need the physical price of uranium to move higher for us to get a clear, distinct direction. The physical price of uranium is kind of coiling up. So if you get a big move in the physical price, I think this stuff's it's going to be see ya. I mean, it's going to be a big move, I think. So what I do is I cost average in. I buy the stuff before it moves. I am not afraid. I'm not afraid of a recession. I'm not afraid of a pullback. Even if we get one, I'll ride through it. That is my viewpoint and paradigm. Doesn't mean I'm right. You know, if you guys can't handle the volatility, these are highly volatile stocks, and I can understand that some people could get pretty worked up over it and maybe lose some sleep over it. I don't. I can just ride through it. I really don't. It does not bother me at all. I don't even look at my accounts really that often. The only time I go in there is if I buy things. And it depends. I don't even go in all my accounts. I only really go into one or two of them because that's where I add money. I have her Roth IRA and my Roth IRA that I'm kind of loading up in the beginning of the year. And then I've got my 401k health savings account. I got all sorts of stuff that I'm kind of just throwing money all over the place. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this for uranium, guys. I think we're going to go higher at some point. Are we going to have a short-term pullback? No one really knows that. It still looks pretty good on some of the charts. Some other charts are looking a little bit weak, like a global atomic, Forces metals looking a little bit on the weak side. But in all honesty, if you see weakness in those are some of the strongest, most undervalued companies. They've got really good movements when the price of uranium goes. So I'm partial to buy those. So if I see weakness, I'm a buyer. I'm not a seller. I'd like to see a weakness and a turn if we get it for me to add in. If you guys like the analysis, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.